Chelsea make room for Lukaku. Latest on Messi's PSG move. City reward star defender and a transfer roundup all coming up in the next few minutes as I'm your host Matt Froelich. You are the One Footballers and this is the Daily News. First off, and Chelsea are making some room for bringing in Romelu Lukaku by getting rid of Tammy Abraham. Now, the club are willing to part with big money to bring Romelu Lukaku back to Stamford Bridge, and it looks as though they'll be earning a fraction of that by selling Abraham on to Roma. Now, the reports that it's going to be a one-year loan deal with an obligation to buy at the end, or they're going to pay the cash out front. But what it does look like is £34 million is the amount that Roma will be paying for him. He's been linked with a move to other teams in the Premier League, certainly like Arsenal and West Ham, which will see him staying in London. But who knows? Maybe Chris Smalling, the other Englishman at Roma, had a word in his ear and said, you know what? Italy's not so bad. Serie A has some great football and maybe he'd do really well there. Now, of course, Tammy Abraham was also linked with a move to Atalanta because it looked like they were going to sell star forward Duvan Zapata to Inter to replace Lukaku. Instead, it's going the other way as Roma are the ones selling Edin Dzeko to Inter and therefore need a replacement striker in the shape of Abraham. Jose Mourinho looks like he will be finally getting his striker and someone that really just was not wanted at Chelsea. Thomas Tuchel apparently fell out with him, and he said on Olivier Giroud's departure from the club that now without Giroud, they don't have anyone who can hold up the ball and bring the other attacking midfielders into play. Obviously, he doesn't trust Abraham to do that, or he just sees Abraham as a different striker, and we've seen it so many times. A manager comes in, has a certain style of play, and wants to play a certain way, and well, Tammy Abraham obviously just doesn't fit into Tuchel's style, whereas Romelu Lukaku most definitely does. For Abraham, it'll be a brilliant move in his career if he can hit the ground running in Italy and maybe force his way into the England squad. Moving on though into the news that you all want to hear, that you've all come here for, and it's the Lionel Messi latest. And no, those rumours about Barcelona making a last-minute bid to try and bring him back are not true. He will be signing for PSG, but not quite yet. There were loads of fans in all the airports of Paris yesterday and outside the club who were expecting the star to arrive, when in reality, he was at home enjoying some sunshine with his children in the swimming pool. Certainly, that's what all the rumours were about yesterday. He still has not left Barcelona, but he will be today, flying to Ibiza where he's meeting PSG representatives where he can agree on everything about the deal before moving to Paris. I think they just need to dot the I's and cross some T's and get Lionel Messi to sign on the dotted line, and finally they will have their man. It doesn't get much better for Barcelona either, as yesterday news broke that Sergio Aguero, who seemed deeply upset that the reason he signed for Barcelona to play alongside his best friend Lionel Messi is going to be out for 10 weeks with a calf injury. I'm sure it hasn't got anything to do with Messi actually leaving the club, but it's not exactly a great start to his life at the Nou Camp. As for PSG, there was more transfer rumours that they're looking to bring in Eduardo Camavinga, who has not signed a new deal with Rennes and has not completed a transfer which was being tipped earlier in the summer to the likes of Manchester United or Real Madrid. This could turn out to be one of the greatest transfer windows in history for PSG. I mean, Messi will be great, but even without him, they've signed so many good players as well, with the likes of Wijnaldum, Ramos, Gigi Donnarumma and Achraf Hakimi. Surely they're going to be the ones to look out for in this season's Champions League. Next up though, and to Manchester City, and they spend a lot of money on Jack Grealish. It looks like they're going to spend a lot of money on Harry Kane, but for now, they're spending a lot of money on improving what they've already got, and by that, I mean tying John Stones' style to a brand new deal. Unbelievable. He had a good start to his Manchester City career. He was learning a lot under Pep Guardiola, made some mistakes, but all in all was looking like a promising defender and certainly living up to the £50 million price tag that they paid from Everton. Then things kind of went downhill, a few injuries, a lack of confidence, and last season he struck up a brilliant partnership with Ruben Dias at the back and did very well as Manchester City regained their Premier League crown and made it all the way to the Champions League final. But is this worth a 5-year deal on £250k per week? That seems very extortionate. Does that make him the highest paid defender at Manchester City? I'd assume so. It seems like a lot of money, especially when you consider there are plenty of players in the Premier League who don't even earn that kind of dough per week. Crazy for John Stones, especially if he goes through another dip in form and maybe ends up being out of the team. They're going to have a player sat on the bench or maybe not even in the squad on an extortionate amount of money. But like I said, he deserved it after a very good performance last season, and if we see him put in anything like those performances that he put in not only during the campaign, but for England at the Euros as well, with him and Diaz striking up that partnership, he'll probably end up being worth it anyway. 5-year deal. Seems like a lot, but well done to him. Finally then, we come to a quick roundup of the rest of the day's transfer news that you might have missed, brought to you by our friends at trading platform ByBit. Atalanta are interested in bringing in Manchester United winger Dan James. Former Barcelona and Stoke forward Bojan Krkic has joined Andres Iniesta at Vissel Kobe in Japan. Frank Ribery has said that he's ready to return to Bayern Munich after leaving Fiorentina and training with his former German club in the last few months. And lastly but not least, Tottenham, Leeds and Juventus are all interested in Rubin Kazan winger, just going to look how to pronounce this one, Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. Hopefully I got that one right. So that's all from me for today. Check out everything else we got going on by clicking here, and until next time, I will see you guys later.